So over on the Nets Republic channel, someone called me Stephen A. Smith, and I thought that was like the most aggressive insult I think I've ever I think I've ever been hurled in my entire life, but that's neither here nor there. Um Welcome back to Hoodie Fish. Last night, I actually watched the game live. I just could not find the motivation to make a video on it last night. You gotta bear with me on that, but they got their ass whipped by the Liberty, man. They got their ass whipped by the Liberty. And I'll tell you, there's just no other way to put this. The Liberty are the most unlikable team in the entire WNBA, and it's not even fucking close. I mean, those niggas are just so fucking unbearable as a collective unit. It's disturbing, and I think we've lost the plot when it comes to the narrative of the New York Liberty. It's not a situation of, I feel like them and their fans are under the impression that we hate them because they're good, right? They have in their mind that, niggas just hate on them because they're so fucking good and it's not fair and you gotta hate on someone who's good. And I can't express how much y'all niggas have lost the plot entirely. I'm not gonna have the white privilege conversation with Sabrina because I'm 29, and if I have to explain white privilege to one more person, I think I'm going to go bald, so we're not doing that. You should fucking know by now. I just can't do it. But kind of like how, that country singer, right? Like, he made that song, Try That in a Small Town, right? And he's claiming it's just Southern pride and, there's nothing violent about it, even though he said if there are any protests in his small town, he'll kick your ass. So try that in a small town again, and the protests he's referencing are the 2020 Black Lives Matter protest, and he's saying if you do any of that in a small town, we would have kicked your ass. So again, we have lost the plot entirely to where individuals are thinking that it was just property damage for the sake of property damage because niggas are violent, and that is not the fucking case. There was and still is clear human rights issues that aren't being addressed, and at some point enough is enough kind of reaches beyond a hashtag. Now, that's not sever the bond endorsing public destruction of property and shit like that, but I'm saying at some point enough is enough has to actually mean that and not just be a hashtag. And with the greater context of it was a human rights issue, not a political thing. This isn't a red versus blue thing. This isn't a elephant versus donkey, Republican, Democrat type shit. It is an issue of human rights. The fact that we somehow deviate off of that and it turns into just a riot for the sake of a riot, or if you kneel for the anthem, you're disrespecting the country, when it's like to get again, the narrative and the theme of things gets lost in shit. You know what I mean? It gets lost in a sea of other things. The context, if you will, excuse me. The context gets lost in the narrative. That's a much better way to word that. And I feel like the Liberty are the exact same way. Obviously not to a disgusting racist extent like that, but it's the same type of deal. It's the same type of vibe. It's the same type of issue. It's not that, oh, you're so good, we have to hate on you. It's the fact that y'all are the dirtiest, nastiest, cheating ass, Ric Flair embodiment fucking team in the league. Y'all get away with literally injuring niggas every other day and no one fucking says a word. You just get rewarded with media press coverage. Like, y'all want to be the ace so fucking bad, but nigga, we don't like them because they're so fucking good and what they're doing isn't fair. I mean, shout out to them, but that's the reason. Like, y'all aren't the fucking, warriors and shit like that. Niggas hated them because it wasn't fair. Not because they're pieces of shit, right? Like, they are just genuinely some of the most unlikable niggas I think I've ever come across in professional sports, if I'm being quite frank with you. And if you want to sit there and say, Sever, this is baseless, Sever, this is slander, how could you post anything of that nature? Okay, name your favorite Shakira Austin moment of the last 2 weeks. Exactly. Like, at some point, it's just like, I feel like we've just lost the plot entirely with this team. It's not because, oh, you're so fucking good, we don't like you. It's because you're pieces of shit. And the social media shit that the Liberty was like doing and shit, mocking Ryan Howard with the date and such, it is what it is. Like Ryan tweeted, you got to be able to take that shit. You know what I mean? If you're going to put it out there, you got to take it back. My issue is when you have fucking Stewie, fucking Plank from Ed, Edd, and Eddy looking ass Stewie walking over to the bench and saying the date, mocking Ryan's tweet. Number one, where the fuck was that energy on the court? I was expecting some form of a verbal back and forth, but niggas didn't say shit until they were safely on their bench. And number two, we beat your ass twice. The Liberty have 5 losses on the year. Nigga, we got 2 of them. So the idea that you're fucking like on some higher plane and we're beneath you is fucking laughable. But it's all good. It's all good. We don't like y'all. Y'all don't like us. I won't take it any further than that. Fuck the Liberty. Y'all already know what type of time I'm on with that. Now, in terms of the game, like I tweeted out, the result, you got to have some fucking pride. You know, all the shit that the Dream was talking and the fact that they have Atlanta across their chest, you got to have some fucking pride. And you can't go out there and get your ass whipped like that. Like, it's just, it's a bad look not only for y'all, but for us as fans who are supporting you, who have to deal with the fucking backlash of this shit. Like, y'all just move over to the next game. We gotta live in this shit until y'all play again. And there's no like super mass media coverage that's gonna like rub it in your face. Like, y'all literally just get to move on and play the next game. Nigga, us as fans have to deal with this shit until the next game. And in our case, possibly the next season, because we don't play them niggas again. And not to be selfish and make it about us as fans, but it's just there has to be a sense of pride. If they were out there really handling their shit, and I'm not saying we win, but at least make this shit competitive, then maybe Stewie's not able to get that shit off. Maybe if they do talk some shit, it's in the heat of the game, and you're able to get some get back or some shit like that. Or you can say something back or hit a cool shot or something like that. But all this after the whistle type shit, you got to kind of eat that because they whipped your ass after you was talking shit. So you just got to take that. It just sucks for us as fans because we can't help you and we can't fucking say anything because it's like, damn, yeah, y'all whipped our ass. We had no business out there. You know what I mean? Coach Wright getting out-coached by a championship-level coach is not a shock to anyone. I wasn't, like, the slightest bit angry because it's like, this is what you fucking expect. The fact that we went in there and said, we're just going to do our fast break thing and hustle for offensive boards, and that was the game plan. I am not in shock that we were getting picked apart by Sabrina and them. It just is what it is. And while I will say that Aari played very, very well offensively and is doing a much better job running the team, I have to, again, come back to she's a boot where she left off before she got hurt. The only difference is now she's able to score. But that is one of 3 things that we ask of her. And I understand that as a point guard, she's like more is required of her. But it's not like we made her a point guard. It's not like she was a shooting guard and we're making her a point guard. Like, this is what the fuck she does, right? This is what she's advertised to do. So the fact that she is doing one of 3 things we ask, and those 3 things are make a fucking basket, get niggas involved offensively, and play defense. The fact that you're doing 1.5 of those things, which is hit a shot and get post players engaged in the game, yay. Like, I can acknowledge that she's able to hit a shot now. I think that's great. And again, like we talked about in our last video, I think these are the building blocks to, her doing her fucking job, but she's still not doing it. It's like, if you show up late for work every single day and you don't do shit when you get there, if the only thing that's changed is now you're on time, but you're still not doing shit, it's like, yay, do the rest. Like, so it's like, I try to be nice and acknowledge when she does something well, but then there's like 5 other things she's fucking up on, and it's like, well, at what point am I able to just genuinely have a critique of this woman? What I mean by that is, a lot of y'all might not remember, but before she went down with her injury, she had basically unlocked the idea of give someone the ball in the post, or, look for the backdoor cut type shit, which is great, which is, that's good. But one thing that was lacking when when Aari was out there before her injury, is that she didn't seem to be able to get Ryan involved in the offense. It was a clear issue. And if you look at the last couple of games of Ryan's performances, you're seeing it again. And even if you think back to how it was we were playing, Alicia Gray's putting the team on her back, running downhill, basically doing her point forward DeMar DeRozan, right? Getting her Tiffany Hayes tip off. No pun intended. And Aari is getting post players involved and looking for Monique Billings. Meanwhile, Ryan's kind of froze out and is not getting the easiest of looks. And keep in mind, Haley Jones doesn't play anymore because there's such an emphasis on getting Aari opportunities. Aari's job is to make everyone else's job easy. Obviously, her being able to hit a shot is important because, as we talked about on multiple occasions, if you can attract some form of attention on defense, that helps get other people open. But I don't think she has a concept of understanding that not everyone is just going to run to the basket on a fast break. And you gotta make that next step. And as a third-year player, I don't know how much longer we're just supposed to be like, well, she's doing half of it. Like, come the fuck on now. If getting Ryan an easy shot is difficult for you, I don't think you should be running the team. I don't see what is so challenging about that. Now, obviously, basketball in general is hard. I'm not saying her job is easy. I am saying that if your job is to get the generational talent the ball where she can be effective, and you don't know how to do that, I question why you're on the roster. And not just to your community of stans, but to the team as a whole. Anytime that someone makes a bucket that Aari is remotely involved in, the announcers are sitting there giving Aari all of the credit. Alicia Gray can hit the toughest, most ridiculous fadeaway of all time for an and one. And she's going to the foul line. And while she's shooting free throws, all we hear is, look at the impact of Aari McDonald. Nigga. I don't want to be a fucking hater. Like, I don't want to be the guy that's like bashing a player constantly. But it's like, what the fuck are we doing with her? Can I admit that offensively she's playing better? Yes, absolutely. Are there times where, man, she's just really getting the offense right? Yes, absolutely. But it's like one half of the offense. And being able to score is, in my opinion, a at minimum ability. So the fact that she can score now, yay. As a professional basketball player, you can score. Good job. You know what I mean? And it's not slander that is Aari exclusive. When D-Rob was fucking up, I was on her ass. When Haley Jones is out there fucking up, I'm on her ass. But I just feel like at some point, it's reminiscent of the Courtney Williams saga. When I was slandering that motherfucker in 2021, saying it's great that she's having an all-star caliber season, but it's not equating to wins, niggas came at me crazy. She came at me crazy. And it's the same type of thing. It's not an Aari exclusive point. If what you're doing is not contributing to wins, let me hit that back. I know what I'm going to say. If what you're doing is not contributing to wins, you're a fucking bum. There we go. I think I worded that perfectly. That was beautiful. That was absolutely beautiful. Since she's come back, we're 1-2. Yeah. We've lost 2, only won 1. And it was to a piece of trash team, the fucking Mercury. So again, when she plays, we don't fucking win. But go off. I just wonder, is it a situation of some of y'all are not a fan of the Dream and y'all just have a favorite player? Because if you're just Aari fans, that's cool. But I'm an Atlanta Dream fan.